Welcome to part 6 of 6. We are finally at the end, the last in our series on the
Woohoo!
preamble to the U.S. Constitution. This is a perfect topic to end with because it's Thanksgiving week here in the United States. And this week, the part in the preamble we're talking about is securing the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. So let's talk about those blessings.
Welcome to the podcast where it's all about living your love story and making your life and world a story where love wins. My name is Sienna.
And my name is Toast. We've been partners in life, love, and music since 2001. Welcome to our podcast. We made it. You made it. You're here. We're here. Woo!
We're here. We are here.
2020.
How
Am
are
I
you
right?
feeling, Toast?
Sometimes I'm feeling a lot of feelings and other times I'm not feeling any feelings.
Are you just numb?
Sometimes I feel numb and then other times I'm so emotional. Like I got emotional thinking about securing the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity.
Yeah.
And I will tell you more about that in a few minutes.
Okay.
How about you, Sienna? I know we've been talking about emotions. I'm glad those kids outside are screaming with
joyously
happiness.
playing outside. It's great.
I wonder if the
I
listeners
hope they
can
have
hear
their
that.
masks on.
If, in case the listeners cannot hear it, there are young grade school children outside screaming and shrieking with laughter,
running around and having fun. I feel a little tired still.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that even if much of it has to do with what everyone is going through right now, I do think that because of our secret projects and kind of like, sort of burning the candle at both ends, I think that's why I feel a little bit more drained than usual.
That makes sense.
However, we are here now. Yes. We are equipped with coffees, both of us, and we are ready. Okay.
So let's just finish this up here.
Sure.
Okay. Are we ready? Oh, I forgot to get my stopwatch ready for the final time.
Oh my goodness.
Don't roll your eyes at me.
I did not roll anything. Wow.
That was I
did not.
That was a preemptive utterance.
Boy.
Okay.
What little faith.
Let's see here. Okay. Are we ready? Okay, I'm going for 20 seconds and reciting the preamble to the U.S. Constitution. Always a good thing during a pandemic where you should lather up for 20 seconds. So memorize the preamble and do it like this. Okay? Ready, set, go. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
24.
Oh, wow. Okay.
24.
Well, that really killed the germs.
Well, you know what? I feel like you just had a different cadence about it. It just felt very... You were going to take your time.
All right. So we're talking about securing the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. I appreciate that they put this in, these Constitution folks. And I just have one quote that I wanted to share that I think sums it up. And this comes from Mr. John Adams in a letter that he wrote to his wife, Abigail, in 1780. I'm going to shorten it up a little bit just to give you the gist. He wrote, I must study politics and war, that our sons may have liberty to study mathematics and philosophy. Our sons ought to study mathematics and philosophy, naval architecture, commerce, in order to give their children a right to study painting, poetry, music. And that's the gist of the quote. And what brought a tear to my eye, as I said earlier, as I was getting emotional about this, is to meditate on the fact that most of us living today, especially listening to podcasts like this, had the great good fortune to be in a generation that got and gets to study things like poetry and music or similar things, instead of needing to study politics and war.
Yeah.
So thank you, John Adams. Thank you to the ancestors. Thank you to the generations that have come before us for securing the blessings of liberty, because we are your posterity, and we have had the privilege to experience those blessings. I think the great shock of 2020 and the years leading up to it, honestly, right? 2016 leading up to 2020, the great shock is that we're not we can't take those blessings for granted.
Yeah.
We do need to study a little bit of politics. You know what I mean? So yeah, but that's a galvanizing thing and a good thing. I think it helps us to take less of these blessings for granted, and it's the only way that we will preserve these blessings for ourselves and future generations.
Yeah, I think that this has been just such a huge wake-up call for all of us.
Yeah, enormous
in not taking things for granted. Because in general, I feel like a lot of us, as we grow older, as we experience the world, when we see and witness and maybe are a part of the change happening in the world and things are getting better, I think we tend to think they will keep getting better and not go in the opposite direction, not go backwards again.
I know what you mean.
Which is what is happening now.
Yeah.
And
We have
we're
seen
in
it happen
danger
before our
of-
very eyes.
Yeah. And I don't think our generation has felt that such a huge going backwards of what we have also seen as huge strides in our lifetime, our generation. Huge strides, and then this huge, going back. So, yeah. So I think that, with this wake-up call, I do believe that, just like doing this podcast, this series, we probably wouldn't do a series like this. Well, maybe you would do a series like this, regardless of what we're going through right now. But
like the record
I feel like
voter
everyone,
turnout.
Yeah, I think everyone is a little bit,
Yeah.
going, oh gosh, I better pay attention.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what's
Yes.
happening?
Yes.
Oh, I better care about this. What? Wait, what is going on?
What rights are you
What can I
trying to take
do?
away from me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we have lifted our collective head
Yes.
up from our own little lives and looked around and been like, holy crap, let's, we got to show up. And thank God we have shown up, and we need to continue showing up. Last thing I just want to say, because I think this is about going forward, is I think one of the giant mistakes or fallacies that we as a society need to correct and overcome these days is the fallacy that self-interest, individual self-interest, is at odds with the greater community's interests, as if those two things are opposed, as if you can only have one or the other. I think if we can correct that thinking to realize that they are not at odds with each other. That will go a huge, huge, huge long way. To me, a good way of thinking of it is these two things, individual self-interest and the greater community's interests, are just different aspects of the very same thing. It's kind of like when you look at a house and you say, oh, the house has good bones, like it has a solid foundation, the structure is sound, it's functional, right? It's sturdy. That's great. That's important. But if it looks like crap, and then that diminishes the house, right? So you have the invisible part, the foundation and the interior walls, the electrical wiring, the plumbing that you can't really see, but that's super important. And you have the part that you can see, right? The curb appeal and the decorations and all of the trimmings. That's important too. They're both part of the same house. And you can't say that one is exclusive to the other. They both contribute to a quality home. And I feel like that same kind of view of our home, America, would be really helpful. Yes, we need to take care of the greater community. The community is made up of individuals. It's all the same thing, you know. So that's my soapbox speech for this. Secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Okay, climbing off my box here, getting down. Okay. So at the end of this episode, we have some announcements.
We do, yeah, we do. I'm just laughing inside and a little bit outside at how I wish people could have seen you get off the soapbox.
Climbing off.
Yes.
It looked a little awkward.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, we have a bunch of announcements. So, if you don't follow our social media, we did announce on social media that we have a brand new song out called Welcome to the Fall. It was released on November 20th, and it's on all streaming platforms. A quick story of how that song came to be. One of our good friends who we actually met because he had listened to our podcast and then came to a gig back in the day.
Back in the day.
We're talking about back in the day.
Like over 10 years ago.
Well over 10 years ago. And we, several years ago, maybe about 2 years ago, he had shared some of his writing with us. And I remember reading some of his writing, and I felt like, wow, I can hear a song. I can hear a song. So I took the first part, brought it to Toast. We fleshed it out, and this is the song, Welcome to the Fall.
And this is also the first song that we've produced ourselves. Or actually, no, that's a lie.
Yeah, not produced. We've produced ourselves before.
We multi-tracked in a more meticulous way.
Yes.
Instead of just pressing record and then pressing
using
stop.
One microphone. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like how like
live,
modern people do
recording
it.
live. Yeah. Right. Okay, so that's one announcement. The next announcement is that we hinted a little at it earlier in this episode, but we do have a secret project. And we've been working on it. The official release date for this project is in February, but we will be releasing it earlier. So
how will we? I think you should tell them how it will be released earlier.
It will be released earlier. We will let you know via social media, and you will be able to see a bunch of good things. But hoping by February, there will be a complete set of things too. bolster this project. So if you happen to find it sooner, you will be seeing it in the making. But very excited for it.
This is a funny project because I think people would never guess what it is.
No.
But at the same time, when if people know us, even from social media,
Yeah.
you know, not know us, but even if you just know us from social media and you find out what it is, it'll still make sense.
Yeah, you'll go, okay.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. But you would never guess it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've always been wanting to do this, but it's never felt practical. However, there are things in life that keep knocking on your door, and it's like, okay, I got to just do this.
And if 2020
So we're
did
doing
nothing
this.
else, it put things into perspective in
Yes.
terms of, you know, doing things that,
How you use your time.
yeah, and not having regrets.
Yes. Yes. All right. Next announcement is that we will be taking a hiatus from the podcast. For those of you who are very loyal listeners, we're so grateful for you. So we hope this doesn't come too much as a shock, but we're taking a hiatus not only to complete a few of the projects that we're currently doing, but also to see if maybe we need to reposition the podcast, to zhuzh it up. We're not sure. We think it might need a little bit of freshness. So we do welcome ideas, feedback, maybe what you love, maybe what we could lose.
Consider this an official solicitation, an invitation to please send us any ideas, feedback of what you think. What do you think? Dear listener, we want to know what you
Should we keep
think.
it? Just keep going? Should we call it a day?
Should we
How do you
focus on
folks feel?
certain topics?
Right. Let us know, because this is
Please.
the time.
Please.
We are really stepping away from it so that we can see it more clearly.
Message us on social media.
Yeah. Or email us.
Email us, info@siennaandtoast.com.
Yeah.
You can see our contact information on our website. So please, yes, thank you.
Also,
Please and thank you.
we may be doing a few quick casts on hiatus. Quick casts are just, we jump on our phone and we just record a little live podcast. I mean, this is live too, I guess, but just
More cash.
no fancy.
As if this is not casual.
This is
but
casual.
you know what
But
I mean.
anyways, yeah. So let's see what happens. I don't know. And then last thing is, you also, if you want to stay in touch in a more regular way during this hiatus, just make sure you're on our email list. We don't email our list a lot. We really just email when we have something to say.
Like, honestly, guys, we've probably sent out 3 emails during
This
the
year.
whole year.
This
okay?
year, yeah.
So don't worry.
We're going to
your
send
mailbox.
one. We are sending another one this week. But I think that's good. We only do it when we
Right.
really want to communicate something. Also, too, we may be doing a few videos on social media. So make sure you're following us there. And I think those are all the announcements.
Okay. So we have reached the end of this episode, which is the end of this series. And
Thanksgiving.
oh, yes. And of course, we wish you a happy Thanksgiving here, especially in the United States.
You know what I love?
What?
I love that as I have been taking, a very unofficial survey with people that we know. Hey, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Mm-hmm. People in general have decided to treat themselves and order in so they don't have to cook, because everyone has just been cooking up a storm this whole COVID year.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. Do it. If you're on the fence, do it.
If you're able to do it, do it.
Yeah, do it. Just be safe picking up your food.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Thank you for saying that.
safe
Please be
picking up
safe.
your
Oh, my
food.
gosh. People, as you know, we are in the next surge in cases. So just please be safe. We cover you with our best prayers for protection and blessing. But let's all keep each other safe. Okay. We're going to close this episode with an original song that will sound familiar because it's also the music we've used for years now to open and close the podcast itself, the episode. So this song is called Good Enough. And it's about wanting to be a good and better person, simply. So until next time,
This is Sienna.
and this is Toast, inviting you, as always, to live your love story.
You give me all day to study your face, and that ain't still not, that's not enough. I need the midnight, give me a lifetime to find all the ways that we can touch. Oh my Jesus, you're the sweetest thing in my cup. Can I measure up? I wanna be good enough for you. Yeah, I wanna be the one, too good to be true. Yeah, I wanna be good enough for me, so I can love you like crazy and still feel the peace of opening up all of my heart, more than I more, stronger and soft. I wanna be good enough for us. Said the wrong thing, saw your face dim, felt my heart shrink up inside. Said I'm sorry, you said it's okay, that everything's gonna be alright. And I know that still I wish it would be okay now. It comes back to how I wanna be good enough for you. Yeah, I wanna be the one, too good to be true. Yeah, I wanna be good enough for me, so I can love you like crazy and still feel the peace of opening